Hi, this is Kamaya, and basically in this video is going to be short, and we're going to be talking about my experience in living with a narcissist. So, living with a narcissist, um, who has also been one of my parents, has not and was not easy. I'm still living with a narcissist, so like it's still not it's still not easy. It's very hard. It's very difficult, very triggering, and um it's just one of the worst things that a child could, go through or whatever. Because it's just like you have one parent who's loving, you have one parent who's loving, and you have another parent who's not. So it's just like, okay, so, and it's just like, and growing up and living with narcissists and being raised by an empath and a narcissist, you know, I've had the decision to choose who I would want to be like who I would want to be like, who I would want to become. And I could have easily, chosen to be a narcissist like my father, but I chose to be like my mother, who's an empath. And I feel like honestly, being a narcissist was not an option for me, because I feel like even if I was to become a narcissist for one day, like say if I like try to be a narcissist for one day, right? Like I wouldn't even make it through the whole day, because that's just not me. Like that's just not how I am. Like if I was gaslighting people and manipulating people and just being verbally abusive or emotionally abusive to people, like that's not really gonna hurt. Like it is gonna hurt them, but it's also gonna be hurt. I'll be hurting myself too, because like when you know how that feels like, when you know what it feels like to go through that, it's just like you don't want to do that to nobody else. It's just kind of like it's just kind of like with cheating. Like if I've been cheated on many times, and in my past or whatever. So it's just like, you know, if you've been for me personally, like if you've been cheated on a lot, you are not going to want to do that to someone else that you're with or that you're dating or that you're in a relationship with, because you know how that feels. Like you know how it feels. You know what the pain feels like, and you know what you went through, and you know how that destroyed your perception on love and romantic relationships for a while or for a long time. So why would you why would you slash why would I want to do that to someone else if that was done to me? Like that's like hurt people, and I'm not all about hurt people. I'm about yes, hurt people, but at the end of the day, or at some point, you have to learn how to break the cycle, or you have to be the one to break the cycle. And I'm I'm breaking a lot of cycles in my generation. So yeah, it's just like that's just it. Like if you've been through that trauma or whatever, that trauma or that pain or that experience, like you would not want to. It's like why would you want to put someone else through that when you've been through that too? Like it just doesn't make any sense. Like that's just me. Like that's just me. That's like I'm just like I'm not gonna do something or put someone through something that I've also been through and that they've also probably been through too. And it's just like what is like I really don't even see what the point of it is, with the logic. Like people who, and I'm not saying that like people can't make mistakes and they can't screw up, because everybody makes mistakes, everybody screws up. But with me, I'm the type of mistakes that I make are not typical like there are mistakes that like aren't typical. Like the mistakes that I make are typically like, I don't know, let's say, I don't even know, because I can't really even think of the mistakes I make. Because the mistakes that I do be making, it don't even be that serious. It just be light, little minor stuff. So I really can't think of anything. But I'm saying this just to say that like you could either choose to be an empath or a narcissist. Because I had that decision, and I could have easily become a narcissist, but like I said, at the same time, that really was not an option for me, because I'm too soft-hearted, like, of a person to ever become like that. So if I ever do become like that, I'm the type of person who would acknowledge that I am a certain way, and I'm the type of person who will own up to my faults and stuff like that. And narcissists typically they can't and they don't own up to that because they literally cannot do that because they think that what they do is right and this that and the third, and I'm just like, okay. So it's just like I could never become that, and I don't want to become that, honestly, because it's just like repeating another cycle. I don't want to repeat all these toxic generational cycles for the future generation and for my future kids. So it's just like, nah, I'm not about that. I'm just about breaking all these cycles. I'm just saying that to say that, I could have become a narcissist or I could have become an empath, but I chose to become an empath because um that's just it's not. I really don't even know. I feel like an empath, I didn't have a choice to become an empath because an empath is basically what I am and who I am. So it's just like, I don't know. Like, it's just who I am. It's just like, I don't let my experience make me bitter. And if if my experiences do make me bitter, it doesn't cause me to, be abusive to others, or because, yeah, it doesn't cause me to be abusive to others or be mean to others. And it's just like, you will have experiences or you will go through pain, and where you get in a you oh my gosh, you will have experiences, trauma, pain. Everybody goes through that in life, but the difference of it is being that you have people who become a narcissist because of it, and then you have people who remain empaths because of it, or remain a good person, or people who just like are real and solid, that like cut people off and don't take no one's BS because of that. Like, you can still cut people off and not tolerate that BS from people and still be a good person and still be, yeah, and still be a good person, and without becoming a narcissist, like, for real. So I'm saying this just to say that, like, yeah, living with a narcissist is hard. It's still hard. Like, it's still difficult. Like, it's not easy.